Hello all and welcome to TVM Academy. This is CAT VRC 100 series, a free practice course for CAT verbal section. If you have not signed up for this course yet, please do so on our website. The links are available in the description of this video. RC number 15, let's begin. A quick synopsis of the passage first. In the first paragraph, author tells you that it is commonly assumed that most migrants from the US South came from rural areas and that their rural background was the cause behind their subsequent economic troubles in the North. In the second paragraph, author rejects this assumption and proposes that most migrants could have been urban workers rather than rural workers. In the third paragraph, he tells you that urban workers in the South were engaged in skilled trades and newly formed industries. And in the fourth paragraph, he tells you that their wages were low in the South, and this might have been the reason for behind their migration to the North. So basically, author rejects the assumption, popular assumption, that most migrants from 1900 between 1910 and 1930 belong to rural areas, and he proposes that they might be urban workers who wanted to earn more money. That's why they probably shifted to or migrated to the North. United States North. Okay, this is the gist of the passage. Question number 1. Author indicates explicitly that which of the following records has been a source of information in her investigation. Okay, so she has used which one of the following as a source of information in her research. Option A is not mentioned anywhere in the passage. United States Immigration Service reports, never mentioned. Federal census between 1910 and 1930. Federal census between these two years, never mentioned. The volume of cotton exports, not mentioned. The federal census of 1910. Here in the second paragraph, author says in 1910, over 600,000 black workers reported themselves to be engaged in manufacturing sector, the federal census category, which means if there's a report available, if author is referring to a report, it simply means that she has access to this report. She has used this federal census report of 1910 as a source of information in her research investigation. Option D should be the correct answer. In the passage, the author anticipates which of the following as a possible objection to her argument. So basically, author must have argued something, but she must have also conceded a point or admitted that this is a possible objection to my argument. What is that? Let's see. Same paragraph, second paragraph, author says it is perhaps surprising to argue. So author is giving an argument, but she's also admitting that probably some people will find it surprising. So this is the objection. What is surprising? That an employed population could be enticed to migrate. These industrial workers were already employed in the South, and some people might object to my argument that employed population can be enticed to move away, okay, or to migrate. Option A, it is uncertain how many people actually migrated, never mentioned. The number was never a problem, never an objection to her argument. The eventual economic status of the Great Migration has not been adequately traced, again not mentioned anywhere, alien. It is not likely that people with steady jobs would have reason to move to another area of the country. So yes, it is surprising to argue that employed population could be enticed to move. Option C should be the correct answer. This is the possible objection to her argument, which she herself admits, anticipates. D is again alien. Question 3. Author cites each of the following as possible reasons or influences in a black worker's decision to migrate to the North, except. So all of the following are mentioned as reasons, possible reasons behind the migration, except. Option A, prospects of more lucrative employment. Explicitly mentioned, they could earn more even as unskilled workers in the North. So lucrative employment in the northern cities mentioned, not the answer. Second-hand information at their disposal, tempting choice. It was mentioned that the black workers in the South were aware through labor recruiters and black press. So this is a second-hand source of information. Labor recruiters and black press. So second-hand information at the disposal is also mentioned as a possible influence in the decision behind migration. Not the answer. Competition from rural workers, explicitly mentioned again. Urban black workers faced competition from the continuing influx of both black and white rural workers. So it was urban versus rural workers. There was competition from rural workers, and this was a possible influence as well. Not the answer. Ethnic competition in the northern states. Wait, ethnic competition would mean black worker versus white worker. Nothing of this nature is mentioned. The nature of competition was rural versus urban rather than black versus white. Also, there was no competition in the northern states ever mentioned. So this is alien. Correct answer, option D. Can be inferred from the passage that the easy conclusion is based on which of the following assumptions. The easy conclusion is that, last line, the easy conclusion is that the subsequent economic problems of the migrants in the north was because of their rural background. And author questions this assumption. That this is the gist of the passage again. So what is the assumption on which this easy conclusion is based? That rural people are not able to earn or settle in urban lifestyle pretty well. So let's look for such an option. Option A, people who migrated from rural areas to large cities between 10 and 30 usually did so for economic reasons. Well, this is not the easy conclusion. Not the easy conclusion, which author challenges. Please note, author has challenged this easy conclusion. Author has challenged this easy conclusion. He says it comes into question. And option A is something that author agrees with. He does not challenge it. In fact, he says that they migrated for economic reasons. Yes. So he has never challenged this conclusion. Most people who left rural areas to take jobs in the cities returned to rural areas. Never ever mentioned in the passage. So alien idea. People with rural backgrounds were less likely to succeed economically in cities than are those with the urban backgrounds. Correct answer, option C. Rural area, people from rural backgrounds are unlikely to succeed in the urban areas is exactly the assumption that author is challenging or questioning. Most people who had once been skilled workers were not willing to work as unskilled workers. Wait, they were willing to work. This is contradictory to what the passage says. This line again, they knew, people in the South knew that they could earn more even as unskilled workers in the North, which means they were willing to, and they migrated. Therefore, they were willing to work as unskilled workers also. They had no objections to it. They had no qualms. This is contradictory to what the passage says. Correct answer C. Last question. Which of the following is a correct sequence from highest paid to lowest paid workers between 1910 and 1930? Again, the same sentence is going to help us. They knew that they could earn more even as unskilled workers in the North, which means skilled workers in the North, then unskilled workers in the North, then artisans in the South, and then unskilled workers in the South should be the decreasing order of earnings. Correct answer, option C. Correct answer, option C. They could earn even more as unskilled workers in the North as they would as skilled workers or artisans in the South. So this should be the correct sequence. Artisans in the North, unskilled workers in the North, artisans in the South, and unskilled workers in the South. I hope you enjoyed the passage. This was an easy read. I hope you got all of them right. Please keep liking these videos and sharing word about TVM Academy with your friends. Spread the word. Keep improving. Keep learning. Cheers to learning. Bye-bye.